Okay. Well, I can't imagine. I'm going to bring Dan in here. Is he good to go? I can't hear you, Dan. Dan is in a technical problem. We got Dan Brown is in the house. He's going to figure out his technical difficulties. Is that you? Is that you, Dan? I got nothing. It's quiet on his end. It wouldn't be the Pluggo's PLE post show without technical difficulties. We had a few yesterday because I haven't ran a show in quite some time. But it is the SummerSlam Night 2 reacts. We do have comedian Dan Brown. If we can hear him, if we can get his volume going, he's playing. He's pretending to be a mime, and then Big Bad Boris, the host of SNL, is in the house as well. Welcome into the second ever edition of this, Night 2 of SummerSlam. Now listen, I don't run a tight ship. I don't run a has to be chronological ship. I leave my guest door wide open for whoever wants to join. Boris joined us. And the new policy on YouTube is I can say this, and I can say it without having to wait 10 minutes. Brock fucking Lesnar has returned. We got Fernando in the house saying good evening, Pluggo, and the bosses that be saying holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Holy shit indeed. What'd you think, Boris? Are you also without audio and I'm just gonna run?
I'm the funniest man alive. Okay, two things. Well, no, one thing. I just want to say that I'm very, very much not sober right now, so I'm just going to be quiet and agreeable. Brock Lesnar, I don't
quiet
know,
and agreeable. That's not.
I don't know the legalities of what his situation is, considering vis-a-vis lawsuits. But putting that aside and taking in entertainment, yeah, pretty wild finish. I had like 3 or 4 different theories of how that was going to go. Not being a regular WWE watcher, but yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yes, it was. Speaking of wild, while Dan figures out his technical difficulties, I will do the spiel. Welcome to the show. Feel free to leave a comment, hit that like button, hit that share button, share this out wherever you may be. If you want to leave a super chat, by all means, it help keep this wonderful lights on here at Love Wrestling, and we'll guarantee that your comment or statement gets read on the air as long as it is respectful, because we keep it respectful here at Love Wrestling. Except when Boris has had a few drinky poos.
I didn't say anything.
Not yet. It's early. So yeah, while we wait a little bit for Dan, we'll see if we can get him in the mix. Did you happen to watch last night's festivities?
Yes, I watched both nights, and again, I'm not a regular WWE fan, so I'm not super up on angles and storylines and stuff. But I walked into that being, Jelly Roll has no place in our business. And at the end of that match, I was like, this is the greatest match. Jelly Roll is amazing. It's whatever.
Yeah, listen, I didn't dislike Jelly Roll's part in it. It wasn't the Bad Bunny match but it wasn't Snooki and Kevin Federline. Can we hear him now?
I hope so. I am having the worst technical difficulty ever.
Yes. Not only, so I'm going to pull the curtain fully back because you did on social medias. He was not sure he was going to make it because, yes, we can. His wife might be going into labor as we speak at any point. So I've got backups. You're a little choppy, but we can hear you. You froze now. We can hear you, but you froze.
Neil Armstrong had a better connection to the moon.
Oh, Dan. Oh, he's out again. Hey, you know what? That's fine. So let's do this. So you like the Jelly Roll match from night 1. In the chat, in the comments, let us know what you thought of this crazy thing that we called SummerSlam Night 2. Are you a fan of 2 nights, Boris?
I don't like anything. This is because I'm an old school guy. I don't like anything that makes WrestleMania less special, which I know sounds ridiculously stupid considering how much money they can make, and I understand that's why.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, WrestleMania is the stadium show and everything else is not supposed to be that big. But if you can make everything else that big, then make everything else that big.
Fair. So I just, as I'm trying to run the point here, Mr. Brown said he's really sorry. Just keep on rolling and he'll join us in progress. So yeah, Brock Lesnar's back. We could circle back to that because I'd love to get Dan's thoughts on that as well, given what you said. So we started off the night. I actually took notes to kind of keep, again, how this show we opened with Triple H. We didn't open with Cardi B. Cardi B did not host for 2 nights. She was a one-night host, which I thought was interesting. Like, right.
Again, I will keep thoughts and comments brief, but
yeah. What, you're not a Cardi B fan?
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we can't have a moment in the sun without Triple H standing in the middle of the goddamn ring like the legend of the circus. Maybe I shouldn't do this show.
You're the future commentator of Mystery Wrestling, Zach said.
I certainly hope so. That is a work in progress. Hit up my social media. Hit up my BB Boris on X and join the movement. Hashtag we want Boris.
That's right. Dustin said he didn't mind. It's much better than a 6-hour show at one sitting. I am a fan of, I like the one night, make it count, big show. Not maybe 6, 7, 8 hours like some had become. That's why they started the 2 night things. But again, I'm a sicko. I'm going to stay up and watch anything. So we kicked off, right? We got Triple H did his thing, welcomed us all into SummerSlam, blah, blah, blah. Then we kicked off with Io, Naomi, and Rhea.
Apparently the people that sang America the Beautiful or whatever didn't actually do it on the broadcast because they interviewed them later.
What do you mean?
Was there 2 blonde ladies that sang?
Yeah.
Was it on camera?
Yeah.
Well, where was I?
I was in the middle of the ring, so yeah, there was the
okay, never mind. Then that makes no sense.
Tiger Lily something, I don't know, because I'm not hip to the jive. But this match was cool. Like I enjoyed this triple threat. I think everybody was really looking forward to it. It made sense that it opened the show. It was a very slow played match by Naomi. Obviously, she's working heel, so she kind of. But Io and Rhea, they kept teaming up like the whole time. It felt more like a 2-on-1 than a 3-way, in my opinion. What do you think, Big Bad Boris?
Are we going to bury the lead here and not talk about Naomi's dad playing guitar?
This is what we do. You know what? I skipped over it. It's in my notes. It was a cool moment, but you are allowed to bring it. You're allowed to bring up whatever you want. I don't run a tight ship for us. The Pluggo's PLE post show is more of a conversation party than it is anything.
That was I think a special moment for father and daughter, but my ears did not agree.
I didn't think it was too bad. Her new theme song, though, it was different. Oh my gosh, we got all sorts of things going down here.
Let's say,
Dan, can we hear? I can hear rufflings. Every time he goes to speak,
he hear
freezes. I can hear you, but you freeze every time you go to speak. There it is.
I am so sorry.
No, you're good. That's the best we've had all day. Oh,
all right. I'll take it.
There we go. And then the boss has joined the fray. What's up, boss?
How you doing? I actually, I am just closing out. Game on here in Sherwood Park. Hosted SummerSlam for us for the last couple of nights. So I hosted SummerSlam.
I am so sorry about
Game
this,
on,
guys.
who was hosting
I feel like such
SummerSlam.
an idiot not having all this stuff ready, but
you're good. Spencer, tell Dan about the
how far.
Is the music like the background music distracting? Because I'll take off early if I need to, but if it's not, then we're good.
It's identical. You can't tell the difference.
It's not distracting, but Big Beth. Hold on, Dan. You pose now. You do the pose, and then
I just did a superior bit of comedy there.
That's that new TikTok trend where you.
Am I the one
like
freezing still?
You're good now. Dan's in the house finally. Spencer Love is in the house. Spencer Love, tell Dan it's okay to have technical difficulties. Good. You crashed
Dan,
the entire
Fightful stream
one. Yeah.
As someone who has both hopped on and crashed Fightful streams, thanks for throwing me under the bus there, Pluggo, but who has also accidentally ended streams while I have been recording at WrestleCon and all of that sort of stuff. Don't worry about it. If there's ever going to be a biggest mistake here, I'm on this planet because of a mistake, so don't worry on that.
Hi, boss.
So we were talking because we lost Dan again. This is just how this is going to go. So we were talking the opening match, triple threat. Boris did not like Naomi's dad playing out her entrance.
No, I think the moment was cool, but the execution of the guitar playing sounded unpleasant.
I feel very, very weird about the fact that a heel had that opportunity. And, like, maybe it's me being too in-depth with it, but, like, why is someone who just turned heel is doing some of the best work of her career, in my opinion? Like, why is she coming out with her dad and baby facing it up on the ring? I thought the match itself was really, really good. But I just thought that was weird. We're supposed to hate Naomi. How can I be mad at someone having a moment with their father?
That's true. That is a great point. Because
There's
I thought the
answers to that question, but none of them are appropriate. Move on.
Kevin's in the house. El Juggalo's in the house. Kevin, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. He thought it should have been Cena's last match. We'll get into that here in a little bit. I definitely. What I liked this three-way match. Of course, I thought it was a great open. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get more Rhea and Io kind of animosity. We got a good amount, but early on it was like a 2-on-1, and they were being kind of cool with each other. And if you're going to play up the story that Rhea can't beat Io, I don't want Rhea in there doing the Io move with her and being kind of. I want her laser focused on getting the job done. But that's me splitting hairs.
No, I think it was overcoming for the greater good was sort of the plan there. But like I thought it was a fantastic match. Obviously, I almost said Shirai, Io Sky, by my money, is like the best actual bell-to-bell wrestler in WWE. And there are a lot of great professional wrestlers in WWE, but she is incredible. Rhea Ripley, they said it on commentary a couple of times tonight. She is the face of women's wrestling. It's hard to argue that at this point. Naomi's Naomi, man. Like, there's a reason she has been with WWE for the better part of 15 years, with obviously that little gap notwithstanding. And there's a reason that she's always a prominent piece of everything they're doing. I thought the match was great. I thought it really picked up the pace really well. I love the fact that this wasn't one of 500 stipulation matches tonight. I think we're going to eventually get
this was
there,
a gimmicky heavy night. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Week 17.
Can we hear Dan?
Can you hear me?
We can also hear Bad and Love. Is that going to get us in trouble on the YouTube side of things there, Spencer?
I have been having so many botches. I have been having so many botches tonight. I thought I was in the Lyra Valkyria Becky Lynch match.
Oh, Steph. What did you think about the opening match, Dan? The triple threat with Io and Naomi got the job done. She retained. She's and still, like I called it, she did the whole Rhea hit the finisher and then threw her out, pin the champ, called it a day, or pin the challenger, called it a day.
Overall, I thought it was pretty good. So I'm a huge fan of Rhea Ripley. I think everything Rhea Ripley does is great. I'm a Ripley mark. I think Naomi is finally coming into her own, or getting a position to come into her own in WWE, which I think is fantastic. Io, my only drawback, and that's something you'll probably hear from me a couple times tonight, I think she's a little too small to be doing some of the stuff that she does at a WWE production level. It just doesn't look nearly as good as it probably should. That's not to take away from what I think of Io Sky. Between Netflix, Peacock, Fox, and USA, all the platforms they've been on, I am shocked that somebody hasn't watched WWE television, looked at Rhea Ripley, and went, how do we not put her in an action movie and make $100 million?
Yeah.
You're waiting on it right there. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. This is one of my pet peeves in wrestling, was the finish, was that you saw these girls just beat the hell out of each other, and then it ends in a wacky roll-up that just finishes the match. That's my only issue. Or the scroll girl, whatever you want to call it. That's my only issue. They've been hitting each other with devastating stuff time and time again. And then Rhea's on top, and next thing you know, she's rolled up and she can't kick out. That's my only issue. Other than that, I thought it was good enough.
For me, though, when your best doesn't do it, you've got to rely on luck to win a match. And I think that's what Naomi was sort of playing off of, is like she'd been hit with everything. Io had been hit with everything. Rhea had been hit with everything. It took a second rope riptide, to even get to the point where someone was like convincingly pinned. You need luck when you're giving your best and your best isn't doing it.
I don't disagree, and that's why I didn't hate the finish. I feel like we just kind of see it a little too much across wrestling, and especially at the and I want to make sure I'm saying this respectfully, being here on the Love Wrestling platform, but these billion-dollar and multi-million-dollar companies, I feel like sometimes they kind of rely on that finish too much, and it's one of those where I watch it, and at the end of it, I just go, darn. Like, I was hoping to see an actual finish, but overall, can't complain.
I really want to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
We can curse early now on
No,
this
it's
here
not
YouTube.
that. It's different.
Okay.
I want to say we did that same finish on Friday night, and it was fucking awesome.
Did they steal it from
good.
you? It's good.
And I don't know the story, and I enjoyed the match.
So, speaking of finishes, let's just keep it moving. What the hell was this TLC match? I don't even know if doing proper notes would do it justice. I think everyone in that match had a car crash moment and almost died at least twice. They showed the Dudley Boys at ringside, so maybe that was extra motivation to have everyone show out for this 16
what do you think?
TLC
is
match.
ever going to say anything rude about WWE? Like, where the bread's buttered on that end of things. Come on.
Yeah, for sure. But basically, and we had the Wyatt Six, we had DIY, we had Fraxium, we had the Street Profits, we had Alex Shell, the Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade, and Ray Phoenix, and Dustin. Shout out to Candice LeRae. That spot looked nuts. She got pushed off the ladder, threw a ladder on the ground. She took it like an absolute champ. The Wyatt Six retained because why wouldn't they? They have 17 members at their disposal, so they used all of them to get it done. What'd you guys think of this absolute insane bonkers car crash that was the TLC ladder match?
I don't know the story, but I enjoyed the match.
There was no story.
I will say this. I thought it was rather nice that Tommaso Ciampa came out to the ring in a jacket, yet for Hulk Hogan's remembrance, he came out shirtless. I'm not trying to say anything controversial there. I just thought that was kind of kooky. I thought Motor City Machine Guns pyro on that big of a stage was pretty neat. I just wish it would have been a little bit of a darker setting to see it. My son knows nothing about wrestling. He doesn't care for it, but he was watching me watch this match. He looked at Axiom and referred to him as the guy with the Power Ranger face on. So that popped me. But I thought overall, I mean, it's one of those that it was a car crash match. They got essentially 17 people on the card that probably wouldn't have been on the card otherwise. You can't accuse any of them of phoning it in. And if you love this kind of match,
Shut up, Morris.
you love the match. I liked it.
Hey, I had a good time. My jaw dropped the whole time. What about you, Spencer Love?
Loved it. To be honest with you, I'm kind of shocked and I'm kind of confused as to where they're going to go forward with this one. For me, it sort of felt like the story going in, and you saw right off the bat there, is like the Wyatt Six had attacked since they returned. 3-4 months ago? Like, they've literally attacked every one of those tag teams, whether it's backstage or in the ring. Mm-hmm. I do think that just given sort of the onus of the Wyatt Six, I think it's going to be odd if they have them trying to work heel or anything like that. And I'm shocked they retained. I always sort of figured that when you've got a tag match like this or any multi-person match, it's a good way to get titles off of people or sort of shake up the mix. So I'm pretty surprised. I thought this was Andrade and Ray Phoenix's match to win, and they came close. I'm surprised they didn't take those titles, but maybe that builds into an eventual Andrade turn and a Lucha Bros reunion coming down the pipe. I am surprised, and we can talk about this in a little bit. I'm surprised by a lot of the people who weren't on the card tonight, like no Penta for the last couple of nights, right?
Yeah, I've seen hurt because that was
Chelsea
what I
Green,
thought too. I
no
don't know
Women's United States Championship.
No LA Knight. No United States. Yeah, there's a lot of missteps, I thought, with people. Real quick, shout out to The Hive. Go check them out. They're killing it, doing great stuff over there. Yeah, Candice LeRae, B-Fab, Nikki Cross got involved tonight, so that was cool to see. Just absolutely insane. That spot with Ciampa where Nathan Fraser tried to do the edge spear thing from the callback, and then Ciampa just core strengths up onto the. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I wondered why there were only 2 out of the 3 tag teams from the first TLC at the show tonight. I wonder why.
My home planet needs me. Can I say 2 things about that match? First of all, I love to see interesting for me to see a match that really harkens back to the old TLCs with the new WWE production of split-second camera timing and, HD in every second and 120 frame per second replays. That production value put on that craziness just makes it crazier. And I also love that independent fucking wrestling's fingerprints were all over this match. How many guys came? Joe Gacy and Ciampa and Gargano and the Guns, even Ray Phoenix. Like indie wrestling's fingerprints are all over that, and I'm like, hell yeah.
It is still insane to see the Motor City Machine Guns in WWE. It feels like, like create a character sort of shit on like 2K or something like that. It's wild to see Shelley and Sabin there.
Because I'm not a regular watcher, so that might be the second time I've ever seen them, and still them walking out on like a WrestleMania stage, it's like, fuck yeah, dude. I want to high five those guys.
Dustin, you're probably right about the reason they won, to be quite honest with you. Brand synergy, they call that.
I didn't think the White Six were losing tonight just because
they had brand synergy. That was fabulous work. I should leave now. You said brand synergy.
I did say brand synergy. Too.
Okay.
I did.
Well, like this started off the string of like the no DQ finishes. Like I said ad nauseum, and I'm going to say it here. Feels like they're anti-Dairy Queen on this card tonight because no DQ allowed. I don't understand this. So this is where this is my first like kind of complaint for tonight was that you put Becky and Lyra right after this. And they had to have a street fight themselves. And
it was why you put it behind this.
But it was a good I had a good time with it, but there was not a chance it was going to live up to the craziness we just saw. So maybe place this somewhere else. But we had Becky and Lyra in a street fight. Becky Lynch is retained after Bayley gets involved, and I thought Bayley was turning here. I had that on my bingo card. Bayley and Becky were going to team up. She inadvertently cost Lyra an opportunity to ever challenge for the title again while Becky Lynch holds it. Becky Lynch also has brand new entrance music from the Wonder Years. So
already banger alert because I love the Wonder Years and I was like more excited for the song than the match. But
I thought you were going to say brand synergy instead of brand new.
Well, we're going to talk about brand synergy later.
So Dan, now that we got your internet humming, and what did you think of Becky's new entrance? What did you happen to think of this match? You made a couple comments about it earlier.
So
we lost Spencer.
So anyone who knows me knows that I'm a Jim Cornette guy. Okay, but I'm not gonna go full corny here. I will say I just want to be honest. I did not personally like this match, and I'm not going full corny because I don't really go full corny on all my opinions. But this match kind of showcased a lot of what I don't like about women's wrestling in 2025. And I'm not saying I don't like women's wrestling. I'm saying the things I don't like about women's wrestling. For one, I think Lyra Valkyria is very talented, but I don't think that she's over to the extent that the internet fan base wants her to be over. And I think it's very difficult for me to watch this match where there was a lot of I'm blanking on the name right now, where essentially you're just throwing the person and they run and forward. Not an Irish. I mean, it is kind of an Irish whip. There was a lot of Irish whips going on early in that match, and I think when you're a person of a certain size, you shouldn't be really doing Irish whips because it doesn't visually make sense that somebody who is the size of an 8th grade boy can force somebody to run that far. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I just think Irish whips are about the most unrealistic thing in wrestling regardless. So,
I mean, I'll just do something really fast, and we'll obviously talk about Cody and Cena later. But that one spot where Cena runs Cody over the barricade and right before Cena grabs the microphone and hits Cody with it. Cena physically shoved and ran. Cody physically shoved and ran Cena that whole time, and it kind of makes sense because Cody's a pretty big, strong guy. I mean, he's not
30
the biggest
pounds less than John Cena, though.
Right, but he's also, you look at him and you go, okay, there's definitely a guy with abs, with pecs, with biceps, with shoulders. Here's somebody who can physically do a lot of damage to somebody. And I look at Lyra Valkyria and I just don't see that. And Becky is bumping and hitting the guardrails like she's getting whipped by China. It just visually doesn't look right.
I was going to say, I think she didn't have her Becky Stompers on today. I think that's what it was. She should have rocked the Becky Stompers.
She should have.
She should have rocked the Becky Stompers. That would have got it done. Becky got. Here's the thing we didn't talk about. We kind of two entrances, special entrances already, and both of the special entrances won. That doesn't happen very often.
What are Becky Stompers?
Lyra Valkyria had some platform kind of thing, tennis shoes on Monday, and said that she had her Becky Stompers on.
Okay.
So
I like the match, and I don't know the story.
I thought it was cool. I thought the match was really, really cool, to be honest with you. The one thing that sort of was odd was, like, you obviously saw Lyra Valkyria, like, she got out of those zip ties about 5 minutes in and then sort of put the hand back in. But I like the concept.
It's like the never
really
work with animals and children. If something could possibly, Spencer, if anything could possibly go wrong with an inanimate object, it's going to go wrong.
Exactly. But, like, I thought it was a really cool match. I do think that it got a little overbooked at some points, but I really, really like the concept of it. I think it was really cool. If you're trying to build Lyra Valkyria up as this baby face, as this can come from behind on anything, like, some of the offense, man, I have no idea how the fuck she did that moonsault when her hands are zip tied together like that. I loved it. I thought that was insane. I agree. I thought that it would have made a little bit more sense on my end of things for Bayley to turn heel tonight, but
how did she get unzip tied, man? Was she went under the ring?
On camera, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, she tried a bunch of stuff on camera. It didn't work. She goes under the ring. She comes back out. She's got the zip ties are gone. I was just like, okay, but that was cool. She wrestled a match.
Here's my theory.
Is Hornswoggle under there?
No, I think that they were supposed to come off earlier. I genuinely think that at some point they just weren't able to get the zip ties undone. Would be my sort of thought on it, and they had to improvise on that end of things. But that's live theater, man. Like, that's just it. I
don't know if you've ever tried to break a zip tie, but it's not easy. And then trying to do that, it's not. It doesn't feel great.
Arrested.
No, you've never. Either have I. I've came close before, but that's another story for another time.
I was very nice, so they just sort of put me in the back of the car, but didn't handcuff me, which was kind of cool.
Because you got a silver tongue.
You're like, can I push the horn? Can I put
Spencer had a very, very good time at Canada Day 2011. I was told I had a lot of fun, and I know I had a lot of beverages.
Can you put in your calendar tomorrow at noon for us to talk about that, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is that please? There was a moment where she ended up hands free and she slid her hands back in. I must have missed that. So
it was like a split. Like it was real quick, but unfortunately, like, did get caught on camera. So I'll pull up the clip here. We won't show it here because we're already risking a DMCA, but we're fine.
Hey, it can't be any worse than Total Fellas.
You set the standard.
Never forget. We tried to
stay around long enough to remember.
I wrote this in my notes several times watching this match. Grab the crowbar. I felt like when you introduce the crowbar that early, it just, I don't know. I mean, why would you grab a crowbar and then let go of it at all at any certain point?
That's a fair point because
And then once you let it go, why isn't it a fight to then try to grab the crowbar? Because at that point, what else do you need?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you're not wrong. Yeah, I never said. I will say this: I was confused by the ending of the match. I thought there was a lot of cool spots. The Nightwing to the outside looked really cool on Becky, but then Bayley arrives to like seemingly like help Lyra after Becky tries to convince her to join her and beat up Lyra. She ends up attacking Becky and then ultimately costing Lyra by missing and hitting Lyra. But I'm just confused by Bayley's involvement here. Hopefully she'll explain herself tomorrow night, because are you now are you trying to get back on Lyra's good side? Are you just now like worried about you? What's going on here?
Yeah. I don't know the story, and I enjoyed the match.
You got your money worth out of it, though.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, that's pro wrestling.
And we got to hear Becky's new theme twice.
Yeah, we did. I think is that why she won? Because shout out to the Wonder Years for that. After that, though, after the Becky Lyra IC title match, we go right into a steel cage match. This felt like an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Remember when they used to do Extreme Rules and every match was a stipulation? Bring that.
It was almost as good. It was almost as good as when they did tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs.
And stairs up.
Hey, I was like
to
Were you?
thank.
Yeah, that was
I'm so sorry for one specific match you were there for. I don't ever want to see a stairs match in my life again.
Was that Mark Henry and somebody, wasn't it? I can't remember.
No, that was Rowan and Big Show.
Yeah. Oh God, it's worse than I thought.
Yeah, there was Rowan and Big Show. I'm trying to think. It was Ziggler and Brody, or Harper, WWE thing, for the IC title and the ladder match. Yeah, who was the table match? God, it was so long ago.
We're gonna have to do a watch along for that one.
Sorry, love. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can I give a potentially not so hot take? This match sucked. I did not enjoy this whatsoever. I really, really didn't. It's a steel cage match. You still get 55 people involved in it. Fatu decides to hit a moonsault off the top rope a couple of times and nothing happens. And then after he's lost a match, which, by the way, my biggest gripe in professional wrestling is you should not be able to escape the cage to win. I hate that. I've always
say that in your Jesse voice, man. Come on.
No, you got to say that in your Jesse the Body Ventura voice.
Why do you think that you get to escape the cage and win a blow-off matchup? It makes no sense, Vince. It makes no sense.
Makes you look. That's pretty good, dude. Makes you look like a real wimp. Aren't you supposed to be a badass? Isn't that what he said on Saturday Night's Main Event a couple months ago?
That's what I think they pulled him. I want to thank the steel cage for having. Or for being there, so we didn't have to have those awful LED ring posts, and we had normal professional wrestling fucking ring posts in this match. And I know that's dumb that I noticed stuff like that, but yeah. I don't know the story, and I like the match, but I think if I did know the story, I might have been annoyed. But just the business
on a very similar note, Boris, and I understand. I will never begrudge anything like realistically that helps a wrestler be a little bit more safe on that end. But I hate those platforms that are on the top of the cage too. Hate them.
Jimmy Snuka didn't need no platform.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Snuka needed a friggin' better lawyer, so we'll call that one.
Don't Wikipedia that.
We don't need to head to the Wikipedia for this one. Yeah, I didn't like this match. Full credit to everybody involved. I by no means dislike any of the wrestlers, but this match, for my personal taste, was where I would have been doing the wave, not the match before, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was like, so again, we had the TLC match that was bonkers. You had this street fight with Becky and Lyra, and then they went a different direction where it wasn't so much weapons heavy. It was just more of a brawl in a steel cage, and they kind of slowed it down. But this storyline for me is very repetitive and very redundant. We fight Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, JC Mateo show up. They get involved. Jimmy Uso gets involved. Shenanigans happen. Solo wins. Like, it's the same thing. I would like, now that Fatu has lost this match, I would like Fatu to go to Raw and just get away from this for a while. You don't have to raise your hand. Just speak.
Give me attention. For the sake of this storyline, if I may quote the great Randall Graves, who knows? They're on the island, they're off the island. Who can keep track of that shit?
Yeah. That's cool.
I loved, I don't know if it was during media or where the clip came from. I think it was even from Comic-Con. but CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Jacob Fatu were all there. And Punk said, I think there are going to be 3 Royal Rumbles this year. We're going to do the Men's Rumble, we're going to do the Women's Rumble, and we're going to do the Samoan Rumble. And I don't disagree, but I'm also kind of tired of Temu Bloodline. I really, really am. MFT? What? No, it's very silly to me. I didn't like this match. Again, full respect to everybody involved, but this was the Reese's Blizzard when I was looking for a Smarties Blizzard. You know what I mean?
So the big dude is Hikuleo,
Stop!
right?
Everybody stop! A Smarties Blizzard?
Hell yeah.
Who the hell puts Smarties in a Blizzard?
No, but Smarties for us and Smarties for you are different.
Smarties for us are like...
this is going to be a whole fucking thing now.
Yeah, so they're little like dime-sized pieces of chocolate. Whereas what you guys call Smarties, we call Rockets. We've got 2 different kinds of candy.
Yeah, Dan, we're the American side of this thing, and these Canadians over here.
I was putting pieces together there, figuring this out. So that does make a lot more sense. Spencer, I got to agree with you. I didn't like this match very much either. I don't know if it was just too much overkill with too much going on that night. You know, with the TLC, with the no DQ, with this. I think Jacob Fatu needs to get away from what?
Those look like
those are Smarties.
Okay.
Those look like Temu M&Ms to me.
Anyway,
okay.
continue.
Yeah. I was about to say, Pluggo, you're thinking Smarties the same way I'm thinking Smarties. Those
those chalky little. Yeah. They come in the little thing, and then
My daughter loves those, by the way. I don't get it, but I mean, I think Jacob Fatu needs to get away from this rivalry as far away as he can right now. He's a main event talent, needs to be treated like a main event talent. I thought it was kind of funny that Jimmy Uso got kicked in the head, and then he was literally out the rest of the match until like the very end when they were doing the whole after the match kind of gimmick.
Yeah, like he wasn't available.
I thought it was weird. I don't know, and I mean, maybe the Canadian side, maybe Pluggo, you can speak more to this because I've never actually been backstage at an independent show. I've seen the movie The Wrestler. Okay, but I've seen the movie The Wrestler, and
it's exactly like that.
But like, I see the guys going over their matches, and the one guy goes, "Oh, you guys are working the leg. Okay, we'll work the arm instead." And I just thought it was weird that at the WWE level, 2 matches in a row, you have the babyface getting their hands incapacitated at some point, being tied up. And this is me Monday morning booking right now, technically. I thought they botched that whole thing with, okay, so Jacob Fatu literally just breaks free and there's no threat of it. Like, what if
they missed the camera shot? They actually replayed it back and were like, this is what happened.
Right, but what they also didn't do was show any kind of facial reaction at all. Like, what they should have done was have Solo, like, taunting him and doing his walk and everything, and standing in the middle of the ring, and then you see Jacob with his big, giant arm just go boom and pull it down, and then you get a little bit of that scared look on Solo's face, like, oh no, what just happened here?
Yeah.
I will say, I love Solo's personality coming out. I want to see WWE do a mockumentary with Solo and his MFT, and it all.
What does that stand for, by the way? Because I don't know.
My family tree.
And shout out
motherfucking tribe, and I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's probably what it means. But it's probably what he thinks. That's probably what he wants to mean. Okay. Shout out to Jack though. He said the brand split not being held is not really being held, so why do it anymore? They still they're not hard and fast with it, but there are definite distinctions, and I just think like I said with this whole bloodline thing, like Fatu's ready to do something different. He's been doing this bloodline run pretty much since he's debuted, and now I think it's time to see what he can do outside of it for a little. And honestly, and on the same vein, it would be nice to see what Solo could do away from this as well too. Let's split it up. That's all I want. That's all I want.
It's not your family.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is the most toxic family in history.
I'd like to hate equally. Look, you can hate your family, but you can hate your friends. You can hate the people you work with.
Yeah.
A lot of people I work with.
Hi, I am Pluggo. I am who he speaks of.
I have a shoot job, Boris.
I was going to say, now's not the time to ask for more money then, right? kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely need a raise here. No.
I want a hot dog, fries with my handshake.
So I actually forgot that this match. I forgot all about this match because I was like, steel cage match, main events next. That's crazy. No, we had Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. Now Dominic Mysterio's his ring gear was brought to you by the folks at Wingstop. AJ Styles' entrance in ring gear was brought to you by the legacy that was Eddie Guerrero.
If I see one more fucking Hot Rod Slim Jim table, this is the first time I've had to deal with the Slim Jim table, and I want to blow my brains through my asshole because that's a thing that I have to live with.
Honestly, and so I had a very similar complaint, but you know what I noticed? And I noticed this in the tag match, the ladder match. And again, if it helps wrestlers be safer, I can never argue the moral value of having these. Did you notice that they had notches on the table so that you could fucking stack a table on top of the other? They've got
really
holders on them now.
Yeah.
I was so sad
when they said the Street Profits set up the double stack tables. There was not where they could make sure so that they would stay where they needed to stay. So when they hit them,
when they put the footholds in the Hell in a Cell, it's like, damn it, you guys die for our enjoyment.
I truly. It is my own personal opinion of like wrestling fan versus understanding that yes, you should do everything you possibly can to make things safer. We work in a dangerous sport. I can never begrudge that. But holy heck, did I look at that and I'm like, why does the Slim Jim table have cup holders?
It's for your Fireball whiskey and your American Wheatley vodka.
Can we also
table is hosting my poker night
drumstick in there too?
I
want more of the giant drumstick. How come he didn't do a run in? That drumstick just poked people. Fucking champ.
Coming soon.
What was that, Dan?
Pro Wrestling, the Cone Zone.
Can we also ask what the need to stack the tables for initially? Like when you're just grabbing tables and stacking them on top of each other, logically, how do you actually explain that?
Because it looks cool.
Yes, I don't deny that it looks cool, but
not only that, Gargano missed most of it.
Yeah, he did.
And speaking of which, and we're back to the TLC match. Did you at the beginning when Montez threw Gacy and Gacy missed the ladder by 3 feet?
Yeah,
and the pop when they did it again, I'm like, okay. That's the India shit ever.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they stacked it. It was funny that we had all these no DQ matches, street fights. Then we had a straight up match that was pretty much a tribute to Eddie Guerrero, which I'm cool with. But there was a lot of the cheating DQ. They did the chair spot, and then AJ did the spot. What did you guys?
Was genius.
The finish was great.
The finish was incredible. I loved it. And again, like. Dominic Mysterio, he's a Guerrero. Like, of course he's going to lie, cheat, and steal. So him having the forethought to, like, unzip his own boot because he knew he was going to be in the calf crusher, like, unbelievable. I loved it. I thought the match was fantastic. AJ Styles is proving why he is, like, maybe a hot take, but I don't really think so. He is the best in-ring performer of our generation. He just is. It's him or Danielson. There's really not hard of an argument. Who are you going with?
Two things. First of all, all the business they did in the last 3, I don't know the story, but I don't need to in this one because I'm old. All the business they did in the last 3 or 4 minutes of this match was the greatest, most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And because I'm old and like I have extensive knowledge of the last like 20 years, particularly, the fact that Dominic Mysterio wrestled AJ Styles at SummerSlam also blew my brain out my asshole. The fact that that's the thing that happened in the world is
the 20th anniversary of the custody battle.
AJ Styles was wrestling for TNA when Dominic was sitting backstage playing PSP. Like
it's ridiculous.
So in Canada, do you guys get Pluto TV?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a TNA channel on there.
Yes.
So I was watching that this morning, and I was watching, I think, TNA pay-per-view 12 or 21, which it was early days of TNA.
Like weekly pay-per-view.
Yeah, AJ Styles came out, and I'm watching that like, oh, it's cool because I'm going to be able to watch an AJ Styles match tonight and talk about it. Not only does he look better now than he did then, and back then he looked pretty good too. Like he wasn't some schlub in the ring. Like
that dude's aging in reverse.
Exactly, and he's still doing it at an extremely high level. I love it. I mean, I didn't really consider AJ as the best in-ring performer in our generation, but I'm having an awfully difficult time trying to debate against that.
Yeah, it's him or Danielson, in my opinion. It really, really is. And again,
now I will say that I think the I'm Your Poppy, the custody battle, I think we give it the same. It has its same place as the This Is Your Life Rock segment, where everyone looks back at it with rose-colored glasses and thinks that it was great. Like everyone thinks This Is Your Life was great because it was the most watched segment. No, it was a terrible segment that just happened to be the most watched segment of all time. The I'm Your Poppy storyline was garbage. But the reason we love it so much is because A, it was so silly, and B, the matches were just incredible.
Yeah, it's because Eddie, man, everything Eddie touched was pretty solid.
Yeah, so that's I think back to it, and it's the custody of Dominic ladder match is it's still silly to say out loud. The idea of that is very stupid. But they went out there and they just burned the house down. And 20 years later, we're watching Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles do a tribute to Eddie, and it was beautiful. The whole using the boot to hit your opponent in the head, taking the Kurt Angle match at WrestleMania 20. I loved it.
The undoing of the boot.
Yeah,
they didn't mention until the replays, and I wonder if that was on purpose or if they missed it because then it was done so well. Because that happens. Like on Friday, I missed the second brass knuckles because they did it so well. I was like, oh shit.
Well, and then they were like, it was so smart of Dom to do that they put him over. They're clearly trending in Dominic Mysterio's about to have a push for the baby in a babyface stratosphere, and he's getting a win over AJ Styles at SummerSlam. And he's getting all the commercials, and he's got shout out to Dom, man. It's coming.
Pluggo, we are 13 days away from Dominic Mysterio becoming the AAA mega champion.
I don't. Well, August 16th, right? Yeah, they announced
here first. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be sitting in my couch saying "Fuck yeah, Dom." As
that show's not free on YouTube for no reason because that shit ain't been free anywhere for 30 years.
Yeah. I will say this. I own up to my own bad opinions. What was it like? When did he join Judgment Day? Was that back in 2022?
It was
that would have been SummerSlam 2 years ago.
It was right after. It was right after Dominic Mysterio joined Judgment Day. It was right after. Sorry. It was right after Edge left, and then he became like the apple of Rhea's eye type deal, where they were trying to turn him because he was still with his dad because Ray and Edge teamed up.
Okay. Dominic turned on Edge and Ray at Clash at the Castle. The same one that Solo debuted at.
You're right. So back then, before that had happened, and even probably a couple months after that happened, I had said on the record that Dominic Mysterio does not belong in his father's business. And I have been proven wrong 100 times over. Dom Mysterio, future of everything. I'm all in.
Respect that.
I think we all said that. He got booed out the building back in the day, and it was go away heat because he had bad matches in NXT. He wasn't quite there in the ring. The babyface thing wasn't working. And now he's getting booed, and it's like out of respect. It's like because we appreciate how far you've come. He's still not all the way there in terms of like, I don't think he's quite ever going to be the wrestler like in-ring caliber that Rey Mysterio, his dad, was, but he's definitely made strides.
And I'll even just say this too. The last really awful take I had on somebody. So, when I said I don't understand what everyone sees in Lyra, I'm willing to be proven wrong, and I will accept it when I am proven wrong if it happens. Even a year ago, I said Liv Morgan could probably wrestle another 20 years and still suck. And not only did her in-ring work greatly improve, she's one of the best parts of Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, I absolutely know she's not there. But I'm letting you know I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong about stuff. And Dom Mysterio, I was absolutely wrong about.
What about you, Boris?
I appreciate you taking your lumps for that, because I said 25 years ago that above average Mike Sanders was going to be the next Ric Flair, and I was very wrong about that. So I'll take my lumps for that if you take that. And that's the shoot. I really thought that. I thought this guy is fabulous.
He's no action Mike Jackson.
I was gonna say, if we're going down that little rabbit hole before we get into this main event, I thought Vladimir Kozlov was gonna be the next big thing. When I was young,
a medium thing though.
Like when he would come out to no ring music, no nothing, he'd just walk out, kick ass, and leave. I was like, this dude is gonna be here for the next 30 years. This dude's awesome.
This guy's gonna wrestle Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam 2025.
I've got you all beat. I was excited to see Cain Velasquez.
Oh!
Yeah, I got respect for Cain Velasquez.
Oh,
I do.
They destroyed Kofi Mania for Cain Velasquez. They said, Kofi Mania? Nope. And that lasted, one match? Maybe two? Did he get two?
Literally one.
He had one televised.
And it was at a crown jewel.
The Saudi match, too. He probably made bank.
Yep. And then he's now in jail for, allegedly murdering somebody, right?
Yeah. Hey, as we're all mentioning what we got wrong, just remember, Bruce Pritchard went to OVW, looked at Roadkill, and called the office and said, I found Undertaker's WrestleMania opponent.
And he was fucking right. Chickens. I love Roadkill, man. Come on, dude. How are you going to do Roadkill like that? Who are you to doubt El Dandy, goddammit?
I'm just saying, we're all...
Anybody who tells me Bret Hart can't cut a promo.
I'm teasing you, brother.
This is the second episode of this program, and it's everything I wanted it to be and more.
You stole my time slot last night, so I have to avenge.
Honestly, you probably still could have done.
It was early. Yeah, it was.
This shit got done early. Now, again, before that, just real quick, I was thinking more about it when they were talking about that WrestleMania 35 and how it ended at 12:30. And then I was listening to other content creators making content. Maybe that was by design. We are moving our PLEs up so that you can watch, but also because the trains were still running, so you could get out of MetLife. Because I'm happy with an at 9:30 end to a PLE. But here we are. We're at the main event. Boy, was this a main event and a half? This John Cena and Cody Rhodes in a street fight. Cena came out to actual Titantron stuff this time. He got a massive pop. Cody came out, had the little Dusty quote at the beginning, really kind of cool Dusty tribute, and then they just proceeded to beat the absolute piss out of each other.
Can I just get this out and then
you can just talk. You don't have to ask me if you can talk.
But I worked myself into a shoot, brother, on this match because I heard that Cena. I didn't see. I just heard, because I don't know the stories, that Cena had kind of partially turned baby on SmackDown. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Is that what? Yeah. So
he did before you finish your point, he went kind of babyface yesterday, but the whole lead up to today was with all the panelists is do we actually trust it? Was it just another tactic? So they were leaving that seed of doubt, but based on what happened at the end, he's an absolute babyface now.
Yeah. So watching the match, 99.9% of the weapons. And I know it's a street fight, but all the weapons introduced by Cena. So in my mind, I'm like, he's going to return at the end. He's still wrestling like a heel, but he hasn't changed his style. He's just bullshitting, and he was going to do the double turn at the end and turn heel again and low blow and make the Cena face. And I worked myself into that. I was 100% sure of that, and it didn't happen, and I was shocked. Not mad about it, just shocked. And then Lesnar. One thing, Spencer, you will be the only person who understands this. Go back and watch Brock Lesnar come out with the hat and all that stuff on and tell me he does not look exactly like BVD. Just the facial shot with the hat and the beard, identical. A spitting image of BVD.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I love
Spencer does, and it's okay.
Danielson,
How about the Cleveland Guardians trade deadline? I'm kidding.
Anyway, I'm done now. Continue.
I thought this was a fantastic match. This just objectively.
They even hugged at the beginning.
It ruled. Yeah. And I thought same sort of thing as Boris. I was so certain that there was going to be a turn at the end of it and Travis Scott would come back and have to hear "fine" fucking 600 times again. But Fiend, excuse me. I'm not up with the lingo. I was so certain, and I thought the same thing when they went for that hug right off the start. I thought there was going to be some sort of turn. I thought there was going to be, I thought the entrance was like to pop the live crowd, to be honest with you. But what a fantastic match. I don't mean this as any sort of like insult. It's just there's a lot of different flavors to professional wrestling, and you watched a lot of violence earlier in the night. You watched a lot of incredible athleticism, and I don't think either of those things are what John Cena or Cody Rhodes are known for. And they came out, they absolutely delivered. Like this for me was a main event match. It had every part of it that I love in my main events. You had the drama, you had the storytelling with it. Fuck, was I shocked at the end. Absolutely shocked by the return of Brock Lesnar. It was that was wild. That is Brandon Van Dam.
Identical, right? You go back and look at just his face. It's a
icon.
spitting image, and that man right there, you guys will never know, and I'm sad you'll never know what a goddamn legend.
Unless I've got anything to say about it for us.
Yeah, we even got John Cena even pulled out a Canadian Destroyer.
That was not a Canadian Destroyer. That was a Code Red.
Cena Destroyer, whatever.
The only people, here I am on my fucking soapbox, the only people who traditionally do a Canadian Destroyer are Petey Williams and Chelsea Green. Because Petey Williams handed down the Canadian Destroyer to Chelsea Green. So that was your regular Destroyer, or a Code Red, or Pop Rocks. Because thank you to John Cena for paying respect to the icon Roxanne Perez.
Dan, you're shaking your head. Please.
I wasn't expecting to hear all that about the Canadian Destroyer, but anyway.
That's a shoot, brother.
Hey,
we're not your mild-mannered friends to the north anymore, pal.
So I'm going to think that I'm watching the show, and in between the matches, I would take care of kids or run into the bathroom or whatever. At one point I stopped, paused, and rewound a couple times. And Pluggo, maybe you saw it. Was that Russell Wilson in attendance?
It was. Russell Wilson was there.
Okay, I was about to say I was
the greatest quarterback in Giants history.
And he only threw 2 interceptions and got sacked 4 times during that match.
That's a good joke. Solid work.
Dan is a comedian. That's what he does.
Thank you, man. You know what my favorite part of that match was after Cena got thrown over the barricade for a second, and he came back up with the microphone, and how he hit Cody with it on the mic end, so you heard that sound all throughout the stadium. I just thought that.
But to me, that's heel shit, and that's why I bit into this. He's double turning because he's still wrestling like a heel. Because hitting with the microphone, that's totally pussy heel shit.
And then he took
the stairs. He brought in the guardrail. He brought in the table. I bit into it so hard, I feel like a dummy. But I love the fact that I feel like a dummy.
And then he took Halliburton's crutch at one point too, and beat Cody with it. Yeah, you're right.
Which is objectively a good guy move.
I have looked at Twitter and everything, and I listen, for night one was night one. Obviously we're not talking about night one, but the big shock was Seth Rollins coming back when everything was being reported that he was injured, but there were people who were skeptical whether or not that happened, and we saw what happened. So I was looking at it with the same vein that Travis Scott was actually going to be there, and I truly believe Travis Scott was going to show up in that match. And I don't know if you also read the rumors where apparently he wanted to murder people in the audience, randomly. That was his pitch.
Who wanted to murder people in the audience?
Travis Scott wanted to go into the audience and murder people weekly, just at random, pick 1 or 2 people and just murder them.
Spencer, how high am I? Did he really just say that?
Oh, I said this out loud. Yes. And I thought what they could have done was have John
Cena. Can I do that at LPW 40?
I thought they could have had John Cena's father in the front row, and if Travis Scott would have came back and murdered him, that would have been hilarious.
Kayfabe murdered, not shoot murdered.
Yes, exactly. Kayfabe murder.
Yeah, one of them working murders that we've all heard about.
Hey, it happened to Al
exactly
Wilson.
What the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is.
Yeah.
It's a worked murder. I have to leave now.
Technically, it's a worked suicide.
I love you. You're great, but I'm leaving for my own well-being.
As a wrestling fan, something I'm sad about is, yes, they paid tribute to Hogan as they should have because of what he meant to that business, to that company, I should say, more so. Because of how Hogan went out these last 10 years or so, however long it's been, I thought it was really sad that John Cena could not Hulk up in this match.
Do the Hulk up?
But
he did Super Cena up. We got the Super Cena out of him.
That's Super Cena though. Like, could you imagine if Cody hit a crossroad and Cena kicked out at one, and then the next thing you know, he's looking around like this and he starts shaking up. If Hogan was still in good standing with the majority of the fans, which he's not, and for good reason, that would have just blew the roof off the place.
Yeah.
And I'm watching that, and I'm thinking about this potential spot of what could have been, and I'm very sad of why it couldn't happen.
That's fair. Dustin has a great point. That shot of Cody coming up, or Cena and them coming up the stage, that was cool.
That was pretty neat.
That was super cool. There was some fun stuff in there. But yeah, Cody Rhodes is your new undisputed WWE champion. He beats John Cena. They do a sign of respect thing at the end. Cena's doing his thank you Cena's. He's getting the thank you Cena's to flood from the crowds because this is his last SummerSlam. I air quote it because I never say never in professional wrestling. And then we have the return of Brock Lesnar. I'm just going to ask why. Make it make sense.
Triple H said you haven't seen anything yet, and I saw something tonight I didn't think I'd ever see again.
Yeah.
Just wait until the next pay-per-view when he's brought out to the ring with Vince as his manager.
Yeah, if we just had to have a conversation where we paid tribute to Hulk fucking Hogan, I don't think there's a moral high ground on any piece of this. Brock Lesnar, and I'd said this up until everything had sort of come out, Brock Lesnar for me was like almost, if not was, a Rushmore guy. I was shocked. I don't know why they would bring him back, especially at this time, to be honest with you. You know, I think there have been a lot of really odd plays when you're talking on the politics, literally and figuratively sometimes, from WWE over the last little bit. And again, you can never dispute the talent that Brock Lesnar has, but you can certainly debate why you would choose to bring him back, especially now. You know, I'm excited to see where they go when you're talking purely in the context of like the wrestling story, the shows that are going to be coming up in the next little bit. But an odd decision, in my opinion. Really, really odd decision.
If the goal is, from strictly a storyline standpoint, is to turn John Cena back to a face so that we can all celebrate him on his way out, there's no bigger heel than Brock Lesnar.
Well, yeah, and even when you speak to the storyline of it, like, you know, they said it on commentary tonight, but like John Cena has routinely said that Brock Lesnar was like his best opponent, his biggest rival, X, Y, and Z to it. And Cena's played the hits through the retirement tour here, right? We got the match with Randy Orton. We got the match, matches now with Cody Rhodes. We got the CM Punk match. And if we're going to run through some of his biggest opponents, his legendary storylines, so to speak, brother, that would be the logic there on that. And again, strictly speaking to the context of the storyline, I don't know where you go, though, because what are you going to do? Have Brock come in for one match and lose to Cena and F off again? Or is this a full-time return? Are we going to have Brock get put over again by John Cena? Like, what's the play here long-term? Because, like, we've got 4 months left of John Cena. He's got less than 10 dates still on what he had advertised as his, I think, 37, 36, whatever it was.
Yeah, he's getting
on
down
his 36 dates. Yeah, so I don't know where you're going to go with this one long term.
So this is one of my issues.
Let it play out.
Yeah, one of my issues, and I don't get too far into the how do you keep this guy off TV? How do you have nothing for example, Carmelo Hayes or whatever? And then you look at the list and it goes, well, who's somebody like Carmelo Hayes who's going to take whose time is he going to take away from TV? And I'm looking at the list of people who weren't on the show, like Rusev, like Sheamus, Aleister Black, LA Knight, Penta, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and I'm looking at these names and I'm going, do I want Brock Lesnar on my television more than I want all of these other people? And the answer right now is just simply no. And I'm somebody who, for a long time, was a Lesnar fan. And quite frankly, if we turn the clock back a year, I thought Lesnar showing up in Cody versus Roman's match would have made a lot more sense than Undertaker, because of how, him and Cody, hugged at the end and he patted him on the shoulder, because that was Lesnar's last time being on WWE television.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know where you go from here. And quite frankly, and I'm a Triple H fan. I think his booking is far better than Vince McMahon's, but Triple H is really good at big moment booking, but it's his general booking, I feel, has a lot of holes in it, that where you're watching going like, well, how does any of this logically make sense with what's going on? And I just don't understand logically why Lesnar's here other than money. But like, what do you do with him now?
Yeah. Well,
that's the main question. What do you do with him?
Because Brock Lesnar's character arc isn't much where he's going to do he's going to do what Brock Lesnar does. That's his bread and butter. Just happened to pick up Twitter a little bit. I'm assuming this is post-show stuff. Triple H basically, according to, I'm going to shout out my boy Tyler Wrestles because he's the one that tweeted it, said that Triple H basically said that John Cena wanted Brock Lesnar to be an opponent on this farewell tour. So I haven't listened to the context of the interview. I haven't watched that post show yet, back because obviously we're doing our thing here.
Well, and we can all ask him at the post show press conference.
Yeah, that makes sense why they're not having that press conference anymore.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing for people like us who've done them and been on them, that they're either tweaking the format or they're just going away with it, getting rid of it. That's something. But yeah, so that was SummerSlam Night 2. And as I did at Night 1, I will ask the panel, what was our favorite moment of the night?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Or match.
I think the TLC match was my favorite match. I thought it was fantastic, man. Like, I love some ridiculous violence on my PLEs. I love some ridiculous violence with my wrestling overall. So that would be my match of the night. I loved Cena and Cena and Cody Rhodes. I thought that was terrific. Personal opinion, I probably would have switched some of the matches, whether it be the order or the nights that they were on. I think tonight was very, like you said earlier, Pluggo, very extreme rules. SummerSlam, extreme rules tonight. But yeah, I really enjoyed tonight's pay-per-view. I don't know if I liked tonight more than yesterday. I thought yesterday was a little lackluster, to be honest with you, overall. Yeah. Moment of the night, not sure yet. Match of the night, TLC.
Fair. I'm going Dom AJ Styles for my match of the night.
Good call.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm leaning the TLC as well. I did like the open, though. I did like the triple threat open as well with Rhea, Naomi, and Io Sky. Those three are fantastic. But I do agree. They should have maybe took a couple of these matches. Maybe Becky, Lyra put it on Saturday and swap something over. Or even the cage match. Because they had the cage up last night because they talked about it all Saturday night. Like, oh, the cage is tomorrow night's going to be. Maybe have that be there so that you break up all the because there's only so much you could do. But overall, I had a good time. That was it, man. I don't know unless there's any other thoughts you had on SummerSlam. We can go around the panel and plug our stuff and call it a night.
I think it's very, very dumb that WWE isn't doing post-show press conferences anymore.
I agree.
Whether or not people ask difficult questions, my own personal feelings involved in this one 100%. I think right now would be a very good time to ask some difficult questions. After a couple of nights of watching some douchebag president highlighted on WWE programming. And I think it would be a very, very good time to ask the difficult questions right now. And to not even give that opportunity, I think is, oddly enough, removing press access is something that douchebag president did. And now we're seeing from a company that I very, very much enjoy watching. And very, very much enjoy having the opportunities that I've had through them. So I think that's dumb. I would like to see some of those difficult questions had been asked tonight, and removing press access is very, very silly, even when we're talking about male soap opera for professional wrestling.
I will say, piggybacking off of that, and I'm just bringing up Hogan again here, for all the people who claimed that the only reason they were booing Hogan was because of MAGA reasons, Triple H got a great response tonight. So did Stephanie McMahon. And they also that came on an episode.
That whole highlight package with the Sports Authority and that sort of stuff that got booed out of the proverbial building tonight as well too.
But those two individuals were still cheered by the fans. You get what I'm saying? So
Hogan wasn't.
Well, yeah, but I'm just going to say wrestling fans are not. When it comes to the actual product on the TV, I don't think we're watching for nearly as many political reasons. And I am not a fan of Donald Trump. I don't like him. I'm just saying, for the people saying, well, they only booed Hogan because he's MAGA. That wasn't why. There's a lot more of a complicated
Hogan was MAGA and doubled down and tripled down and quadrupled down on being a racist.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
That would also do it.
But
I have a strong opinion on him, so I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah. I get it, man. Other than that, I mean, I thought night one was the better night, quite frankly, in my opinion. I had more fun watching those matches. I loved the Punk Gunther match. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, I mean, hey, for somebody who's already paying $9.99 a month or whatever it is for Peacock, can't complain too much.
No, say, yeah, I don't even pay for the premium Peacock. I get the commercials.
Same here.
As a Canadian, Netflix covers me. Brother, we're good to go.
Soon enough, I think down here in the States, it'll be all on Netflix, at least PLEs, and maybe that'll be all we need. I don't know. SmackDown and CW might still have a say on that, the cable stuff. But go ahead, Dan. I'm super psyched that we got to work together again, especially because I know you've got some things coming up in my neck of the woods here in a couple of weeks. So why don't you plug that for everybody? And you might see me in person in a couple of weeks there.
I sure hope so. And I hope if that person's schedule is open for lunch, we can certainly meet up for lunch.
I'm always down to eat.
Weekend, but the next weekend, I'm in Niles, Michigan at Underground Laugh Lounge. At the end of the month, I am at Dickens Parlor Theater in Ocean View, Delaware. And in September, you can catch me at my home club, the Funny Stop Comedy Club. I'm headlining all 3 weekends, so come hang out, have a good time.
Hells yeah. Spencer Love, what do you got? I know you got some stuff coming up, too.
I do. First and foremost, Dan, it's nice to officially meet you. I don't think I've ever hopped on a stream with you before, so thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For all help. I don't know how you support Pluggo, but it's appreciated you do. Pluggo blowing our budget.
What did I do?
Brother, it's the start of a month. I got my bottom line inventory sent over, so we're going to have to talk about the budget again. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for tuning in here. Pluggo, I'll let you plug everything that we're doing here at Love Wrestling CA. But if you want to tune in to Love Wrestling, tune in to IWTV on August 29th. Our next live event, LPW 40, the rise and fall of a Western Canadian wrestler, comes up from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So tune in. If you're in YEG, please buy your tickets. We put on a show like nobody else does, in my humble and biased opinion. And if you want to follow me on the Instagram. I'm trying to do more there because I don't like the guy who owns Twitter. So you can follow me at Spenny and the Jets. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I ain't there all that often, but it is at Spenny Love. But Pluggo, I'll let you do the good business for the rest of the good people here at Love Wrestling. Well,
Chris Parrish just hopped in the chat. Hello, Chris. We're on our goodbye part of it. Before I close it down, I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming out the last 2 nights for the Pluggo's PLE post show. Shout out to Zach for all the graphics. Shout out for Spence for allowing me the space to do this. Shout out to Mrs. Pluggo for all of the photo shoots. I'll have to tell you how that went off air because it was a wild scene to get those photos taken. And yeah, so I'm Pluggo. You can find me at Pluggo.
Tell us now.
She probably divorced. She divorced. She yelled at me a lot.
Tell us off air then.
I will.
You know I'll put you on the spot. I'm never going to put Mrs. Pluggo on the spot.
That's fair. You can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. You can find me Thursday nights with JPJ Between Two Beards at 8 p.m. Go to @B2Beards on all social medias for that. Every weekend with Blair Pacheco for 4 Exposure. We got a fun little thing cooking up. That show's really taken off. So if you like independent wrestling, we'll talk there. All my writings are up on Love Wrestling CA. And yeah, that's where you can find me. So until next time, friends, we're out of here. Peace in the streets, as Blair says. Or how I got to come up with my own outro, but we're going to go peace in the streets for today.